What's up, everybody? I'm Chef Mike Jerez.
And I'm John Baruti.
And we are
the Million Dollar Food Guys. Holy Christ, Mike. It's been how long?
Almost a year.
Almost a year.
Yep.
But see, it's almost been a year.
Yep.
But I never actually, our last episode, I never put up.
Correct.
Because that was what episode?
That was the pre-COVID.
The Corona episode that never got shown on the Million Dollar Food Guys.
Yep. And you know what? It's pretty funny is that if we're going to show some clips of it, right? And the editing, which is good. And we pretty much predicted everything that happened.
The coronavirus, right, is a big thing.
Yes.
It's a big thing. And you're like, why are the food guys talking about coronavirus? Listen, dude, it's a problem. It's not a problem. The virus is.
One of my food service companies, I'm not going to mention the company, the biggest company in the world, called me and said, "What is your contingency plan?" I go, "For what?" They go, "For the coronavirus." And I says, "I didn't even think about it." They go, "Well, what are you going to do when no one can come out to your restaurant to eat?"
Or if we can't get you product.
Well, what happens is it is a chain effect because if I can't bring anybody in, I'm not buying from them, they're not buying. So they're already ahead of the curve trying to think of their contingency plan. What do we do? How do we keep going when no one's buying food? If you don't buy food, you know, we don't have food to serve. You can't buy. It's completely trickle down.
Have you been to Costco lately?
I have not. I don't go to Costco.
Okay, so yeah, you're not a big box guy.
I've never been to one in my life. I think
ever?
maybe once in my life. Yeah,
all right, you're strange. I just want to put that out there.
Yes.
I love you, but you're strange. How do you not go to that? But regardless, you go to Costco because my wife, we're not conspiracy. My wife is like, the world is ending. Coronavirus. We're all going to die. We need water. I love her to death. But so we go to Costco, and hi Beth. We go to Costco and we got water, but Michael, there is almost no water left.
Yeah.
Yes. Before it happened, the state of our business, the state of the world,
poop show,
the state of everything, like it was predicted.
Yes.
And now we're in 2021.
21,
which is
new president. Okay.
New everything.
Everything.
New everything.
Everything.
Of course, we just talked about the minimum wage went up again in our state, $1. So we're at $13 an hour now.
And like I said before, they're talking about federally making it $15 an hour, and we're having a discussion. Does that supersede the state minimum? So if the federal government, if good old President Biden says it's 15, do we all have to go to 15, or because New Jersey's at whatever it's at, we can stay there? Like, I don't know the answer.
I don't know how it plays out. I'm going to look into that,
We'll have to figure that out.
I mean, we're closed right now because of the winter, and it's our season. I mean, this is January, so we're off on our winter break. But we're returning in February, and I have to adjust my payroll to put in all the new numbers of everybody. And
I have an announcement.
Go ahead.
Because I never said this before. So I sold the bakery. Woo! So I am, after 29 years, I am bakery free. So the Harvest House is now called the New Harvest House, and it's owned by another bakery. And I'm no longer there.
And that is worth congratulating.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
That is awesome.
Yes. We still have the ice cream store. Summer Sweets is still in our possession. And but yeah, I'm pretty happy about that.
I mean, you worked really hard to build that brand and that name and that. Oh yeah, but you
labor of love.
But you built it up to a very successful business, and you know, everything was great. Not a big fan of the new owners. I'm not going to lie to you.
I'm not going to go there. We got some issues.
And we stopped using them. And this is the first time ever in my professional career, and I've been in the business now 37 years, is I haven't used your bread.
No.
Everywhere I've ever gone, every restaurant, except for not living in the state, obviously.
Whenever
which
Mike
I lived
was a chef at any restaurant, and since I've been in Inception, Mike has used me at every single location that he's been at.
So this is the first. It's going to be weird for me. I thought about it the other day. I'm like, wow.
I'm not upset about it at all. Not even a little bit. Not even a tiny bit.
The thing that I like, though, listen, and you guys are in business, so you know this, is having that one, personal connection.
Yes.
But two, is having somebody that if you need something on your cell phone, you can pick up and go, hey.
Yeah.
Like I distinctly remember the one time is, and it was never the product, is the issue of the driver. And the drivers sometimes.
Or the office sometimes.
Yeah, but the drivers sometimes are not they don't have a full deck. of brains. So it would be pouring rain, and they would leave the bread out.
Every one of them.
They would leave the bread out in the pouring rain,
multiple issues,
without being covered.
Listen,
so I would come in and get a big box of soggy bread,
and I get the phone call, and I'd go to the bakery, I'd get a whole new slew of bread and bring it over.
And that's what I like the person, because I think if with anybody else on the other company,
it shouldn't be that way because you were one of my best friends. It should be that way.
Right? No, I got you.
And it was, except for some.
No,
some
I understand, but I think if I
like me, some people don't like me.
If I did that to another company,
I love you all, though. I'm sorry.
I think I wouldn't get that that service where you actually go or baking. You're like, listen, I'm gonna go. Yeah. We don't have any. I'm gonna bake you fresh bread. Yeah. What time you open up? 5. I'll be there by 3 or 4. But I'm bringing you fresh baked bread.
I'll tell you this.
And I was like, wow, that's cool.
Don't let this diminish our relationship, because you know I love you and you are my best friend. But just like the Allstate commercial.
After you saved me so much dough on insurance with that Parker promo, I devised a promo for you.
Here's the deal, Parker. State Farm offers everyone surprisingly great rates.
Yeah, right.
So long story short is, even though you're my best friend and I did that for you, I tended to do that for most companies.
No, I got you.
That's why we were successful.
100%. Yes. And no, I get that. But the comfort of, on my end, knowing that you would go that extra mile it was comforting.
Which is a big reason that the new company does not do as well as we did, but that's another story.
Yes, and listen, I didn't buy bread from you because you were my best friend. I bought bread from you because the product was good and the service was good.
Being good friends didn't
listen,
hurt.
That happened 1 out of a billion times.
It happens.
You know what I'm saying? And it happens. Yeah. Or being shorted or being this or getting the wrong party. Listen, it happens. Yeah. One time I remember we opened up the box and we had all sub rolls. Yeah. And I remember calling this and they gave my order to someone else, and the deli who needed the sub rolls never got their sub rolls. But I had them. Yeah. So what do? We just packed them up, said, here, we're not going to keep them. What the hell are we doing? So we don't. And I gave them back to him, and he reversed it and gave it to the right people.
But this is just not only the fact that I sold it, the fact that business. Listen, this particular channel is to the industry, right? So we all deal, especially you, on a daily basis with customers. We all deal with situations every night, every day, and that's 100%. Being in business. Sometimes it makes us go insane, and sometimes when you sit back, like I will say this. I have not looked back. I'm very happy that I sold. The main reason that I sold, and I think some of you know this, I have cancer. I had is the operative word.
Thank the Lord.
I had colon cancer. I have been operated on since. That's why you haven't seen us both together in a year. I am now cancer-free, which is awesome. Yay! I am recovering. It sucks. I know I look okay, but I still have to walk around like I'm 90 with a cane and everything. But every day is getting better, so I'm super happy about that.
But
I wasn't sure what was going to happen.
Right.
So I did not want to leave my family with.
Well, at one point it was touch and go. I mean, it was pretty scary.
Oh, it was. Definitely.
Very touch and go, and everybody surrounded. It was emotionally hard. Not gonna lie.
One of the. I don't have many moments that I look back on, but one of them was when I woke up from this thing. The first thing I asked was, how did it go? How'd it go? And the doctor had said, we've gotten it all, which is like, okay, so what does that mean? And he's like, we're just waiting on the test to test around. And then a couple days later, they had told me that I have what's called a 0 something. Basically, they got it all, and that was an amazing thing.
Huge.
That was an amazing thing. So we're back, and we're going to start doing our episodes more. Hopefully we can get one in a week, so we can be more steady. Right? I think we got a lot coming this year. Right?
Yeah, it's going to be a while year.
Mike's working on some projects, which is awesome.
We got some projects, and also behind all this, I'm building a podcast studio.
So this is the new. So
we're in the process of building a podcast studio.
Yep. This is in Mike's home. He's going to change it to become a studio. You normally see us either at the restaurant or downstairs in Mike's kitchen, right?
So now we're going to have a professional studio.
We're going to set it all up.
Yeah, well, it's going to be really, really cool. So moving forward, we have that going for us. That's kind of cool.
I'm excited about
which
that.
we can bring in more guests and have more people here and really get to the nitty-gritty of what's going on.
I would like to, and we may have to go on the road a little bit.
I'm fine with it too. I like being on the road. It's cool.
Because what I would like to do, because I'd like to go maybe interview a lot of the people, that are friends of ours who are going through this nightmare.
Absolutely.
I look like a genius because I actually sold the business on February 24th of 2000, right? 2020.
Yeah.
So I look like a genius. That was all because of my cancer. I'm not that smart.
Yep.
And I am ecstatic. That being said, dear friends like Mike, who are still in the business, and I've been in the business 30 years, so all the restaurants, the delis, the supermarkets, these are all my friends. The guys that are doing great are the markets, Silverton Meats, Mulberry Street, all those guys, they're doing good because they're a market. The guys that are suffering are Mike.
Yep.
You know, all the restaurants of Villa Victoria, Tardy, these restaurants, they're doing okay, but how the F do you survive? Like we're all, like even the restaurants that are doing good, we're doing good, but they're still 40-50% off revenue?
Absolutely.
How do you live? We couldn't live at 100%.
It's almost at 50, like realistically, 50%, and that's what you have to live on. That's all you get.
And this was technically, this was not a horrible summer, right?
No, it was okay. It wasn't our normal summer. But
made it work.
Yeah, well, of course. We improvised and built bars and built areas and built, as much as we can out.
We made it work.
We took driveways and turned them into oases. We made a killer bar downstairs on our driveway.
We went to dinner this summer at Mike's. It was awesome.
So people eating on the beach with the sand and everything, and we made it work. I mean, we had it. There was no choice. Yeah. It was survive or fold. Yeah. And we're survivors. I mean, I've been doing this 37 years, so it's not like I'm a newbie at it, but I'm also resilient, and I know how to get it done.
So I would like to go and show those stories. Call on our friends and say, hey, you want to do one of our episodes and stuff, and sit down and talk to them and see how they're surviving.
Well, another thing I want to do on the road is I want to go to where I source my ingredients and go to the actual places where we source them.
Okay.
I think it would be a fun journey. I think it'd be fun for you guys at home to see where
back to the house stuff.
Our food come from. Like,
love it.
We get all our scallops out of Point Pleasant on a scallop boat. We have a fishing boat out of Point Pleasant that gets our scallops. I call up 2 days in advance, and he actually goes out and fishes for our scallops.
Love
it. They're only allowed 600 pounds a day. It was 400. Now they're up to 600. And the scallop fishery is the number one resilient fishery in the world as far as
in Jersey?
Wherever they do scallop, in Jersey mainly, but the fishery is the most sustainable, believe it or not.
Really?
Because they regulated it so much.
All I know is when I have scallops at your restaurant, they're freaking.
But like
amazing.
when you get like 1 year they'll open up a certain, or every 6 months a certain bed,
so they don't overfish.
Right, and then they'll close that bed and it won't be available for another 3 years, and you can't go there. Yeah. So as far as sustainability of the fishery, it's amazing what they're doing with scallops.
Yeah.
With that being said, though, they're only allowed 600 pounds per day, which for a small boat. We get them in 50 pound or 100 pound sacks. That's not a lot. That's 6 sacks of scallops.
Do you know who Marcus Lemonis is? Marcus Lemonis. He's on CNBC. He's called the Prophet. Do you know who that is?
No.
So what Mike's talking about is, Marcus Lemonis had he has a show called The Prophet, but he's doing this other thing that he goes to different cities every week, and he went to San Diego. And San Diego is apparently a big fishery thing.
Right, yes.
And he was talking to the fishermen on the thing, and they had said that the fishery, to become a fisherman, is more intense and more licenses than to sell cannabis.
Yes, very hardcore.
So what Mike is talking about how much it's regulated is
you get
ridiculous.
inspected before and after.
It's insane.
And they put plants on all of these boats to see because guys were the biggest thing, because the fisherman is not making a lot of money.
Yeah.
So they would sell on the side at midnight. The guy would come with a bag of scallops, sell on the dock. Hey, give me $100 cash to make ends meet.
I got to be honest, I'm excited. I'd love to do that.
And they got caught because they're putting in plants that are actually working on the boats.
If you would put in the comments, if you guys like that, I love that idea for us to go to our suppliers.
I agree, and like even the produce, we get all local Jersey produce, especially in the summer. Let's go into a field and pick Jersey tomatoes or corn, or do something really cool like that. Let's go to where we get our meat. We use some great butchers and how they custom cut all of our stuff, and the stuff that don't, like we do ourselves, but mainly they do it for me now, because that's the new generation.
Love it.
Right? And I think the people would really, you guys would really enjoy seeing where we get our meat from, how the butcher is hand carving our steaks that you're going to eat that night. And then it comes to us fresh that day. We sell it out and we get it.
Yeah.
Like the scallops. We get I got to be 2 days ahead, so he has to know. But the thing with the scallops is that we're based on weather also. So if I wake up in the morning and I see the weather's blowing or whatever, he's not going out for scallops. It's a day boat trip.
You know, we had talked about this.
That's something you got to plan ahead.
That's awesome.
You know,
but we had talked about it, and I don't know where we're at it, and I don't know if this is for this channel, but I had asked Mike if we should do like not cooking shows, but behind the scenes, like Mike shows, Mike cooks something, and then, I show you how to make a loaf of bread or something special. Like, I don't know. Like,
I think that would be cool too, because we can incorporate it to a lot of people that are not in the industry that we can get as fans that would really like that. Yeah. Listen, this channel is not only for the industry people now, it's for the actual home cook. It's for the...
we want to broaden our spectrum.
It's for anybody that wants to sit at the house that's interested in the world of food service and business, because that's how we tie it in. That's why it's called $1 Million Food Guys, because we tie in the business end.
And I'm sure our friends want to see it because our buddy Bobby Tucci, right?
Yeah,
he's on me.
He loves it.
He's a friend of mine. He's on me all the time. He wants me to come over to his house and show him how to make a loaf of bread, and I can absolutely do that. But it's amazing. Like, to me, like, making bread is mundane. To Mike, he does it every day. So to us, it's like, why would you want to know that? But normal people love knowing that stuff.
And just, and then talking about, like, so the business end of it, I just looked today, I get my daily, even though we're closed, I get my daily sheets of pricing and the fish, what's available. Everything went up through the roof.
Insane.
Okay, scallops were like $14 in the summer for
the ice cream
for this
store
big.
too. Everything is at a
now they're almost $19 for the same scallop. So
it's insane.
I'm coming back to reopen with these exorbitant prices. So that's something we got to talk about too. For how do we keep our prices still in line? But now we're not doing the amount of people, and now my profits are down. They're only 8% anyway. Now they're even going to be lower. So how do you survive on that?
You don't.
What is the solution? You got to raise prices.
To wrap up this episode, first of all, we are super excited to be back. Second of all, if you can hit the bell, right? We always forget this. And subscribe. We are over 100 subscribers, which is awesome.
Very cool. Yep.
When we did our contest last year, we never gave away the
gift cards.
The gift cards. So
which we have.
We're going to do that.
Sure.
We're going to do that. We apologize for that.
Yep.
And we're excited about this year. So this episode is about us talking about what's coming up, right?
Yep.
Because we don't really know. Me and Mike kind of shoot from the hip. We don't script this. We basically...
And that's what kind of makes it real.
Yeah.
So
this episode was our beginning, right? We're telling you where we've been, what we're doing, and there's going to be a lot more to come.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a fun one.
I think it's going to be a good year.
We're going to make it fun, and despite all the bullshit. Oh, I cursed.
I'll have to bleep that one out. Okay, no problem.
But despite all the stuff that's going on, we're gonna try to make the best of it, and hope you come back, tell your friends about it, and join us.
We'll see you on the next episode.
Peace.
Thanks a lot.
Well, nice.
That was good.
Right to the point. That was perfect. I think that's good.